Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. I don't know what's going on with my microphone. People keep telling me it's not loud enough. I like that, man. Hurricanes or Gators. I got Miami, dude, but it feels like everyone's got Miami right now, honestly. Everyone loves the Miami hype with Cam Ward. What are we going to be outraged about right now, guys? We have to think of something. Bro. The Sean Ryan interview? I don't know, man. You're bringing up a no name. The video earlier today with the 15-year-old. Yeah, dude, that 15-year-old kid, dude, they were like talking about like him getting a diaper change or something. He had to go get his mom. Vivek was like, "Dude, where's your mom?" And he's like, "She's over." He's like, "She's over there." On Real Clear Politics, why don't they have the Libertarian Party included? Oh, Oliver Chase Oliver. I think he might. They're not even polling him. They're not even polling him, man. Georgia Tech win total now? I honestly have no clue. I don't know, man. I think with the week zero game, listen, Georgia Tech had their big moment, but now people are going to overreact to Georgia Tech. Let's be honest. And it's nothing against Georgia Tech. I'm just saying because they're the only big game, and now everyone has to talk about them. People are just going to overreact. Miami is overrated. Every year they're overrated, man. Bitcoin spiked at 65K. Yeah, Bitcoin's just, I mean, Bitcoin's been just linear, although I don't even know. I mean, listen, I want Bitcoin to go up for sure, but I just look at my altcoins and things like that. So they've all been linear. Did you see what Biden did? Biden, is this actually true? So Biden goes to California for a vacation, and he goes from California on a plane to Dover, Delaware for another 9-day vacation. But we already know it's such a clown show, but it's still funny to see. So he goes from vacation to vacation to vacation to vacation. Can't believe ESPN still has the same scoreboard. No, I think they're getting a new one. I think that was just because the that game was overseas. They already debuted. They already said they're getting a new one and they showed it. It's really not that impressive, honestly. So I'm not even excited for it. Trump signing posters. I saw an ad with Trump where he was signing hats. I don't think I saw. Do you like hockey? I'm trying to get into it. I don't watch hockey, man. What about Pennsylvania? What about it, man? Do you think you can convince your mom to vote for Trump? Uh, I'm not going to convince my mom to vote for Trump. Yeah, she is an independent. No, she is seriously an independent. Waltz is a total buffoon. Trump should go to Penn State for a game. Yeah, dude, really any college football game. It's a conservative haven. College football, really NFL too, but you get to like New York NFL, it gets to be more corporate. You get liberals there, but any college football game in the South, especially in the South. But you're also right with Penn State. But I'm sure he's going to go to an SEC game, maybe like a huge, like it would be a huge Georgia game or a huge Alabama game. Love your channel, thank you, Apple. CNN does have very good graphics. You have to admit it, they do. But CNN's a mess. What did CNN say today? God, I just saw something CNN said that was. Oh, it was the frickin' the one anchor like girl who's like making her the tour, going on all these shows. She's on Bill Maher. She's like, well, Trump was scared to debate, honey. Oh my god, Trump was scared to debate. He said 3 debates, and she didn't want to do the Fox News debate. Will Donald Trump win Pennsylvania? I think he will. Yes. What state do you vote in? Ohio. I don't know if that's going to be that high scoring of a game, man. Miami versus Florida. I'm going to have to look at the weather. It's probably going to be 90 degrees in that game. What states are guaranteed for Trump? Florida and Texas. Yeah, certainly Florida and Texas are guaranteed for. Well, there's a lot of states guaranteed for Trump. There's a lot of states guaranteed for Harris. But yeah, Florida and Texas, you're going to hear some liberals talk about those states, get loud about them because they're generally considered guaranteed for Trump, and they want to talk about them like they're battleground states. LSU 41-27. Yeah, I mean, I saw that line going down. I mean, with week one, it's tough to predict, especially that LSU team. It's hard. Caitlin Collins, yeah, you're right. You're right, Eli. That's who I was talking about. She's been going on trying to be the star, doing all these things, isn't she? What are you going to do next? Go up the stairs? Well, yeah. Oh, the official report is, well, she had a tough. Well, guys, I do have something I want to react to. It is 20 minutes long, but I'm telling you, it's good. But she had such a. They're like, oh, she had such a tough long week. She's taking the weekend off. So Biden is literally hopping on a private jet from vacation to vacation, and you've got Harris taking the weekend. These people are just not cut out for this. They're just not. Is this a life update stream? Well, I mean, you can ask me about stuff. I guess I don't. I mean, I don't really have you know, a necessarily a topic that I talk about on streams unless there's something going on. Like I'll be doing the Saturday college football streams. Those are going to be at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to be covering. Well, I mean, I can't show the games, but you guys know how I used to do it, where I'll show the scoreboard and just react to the primetime games every Saturday night. And then obviously, pretty much every other day is going to be mainly political. I mean, the debates, I'm going to live stream the debates, things like that. The VP debate, maybe if there's a huge, like the Elon Trump's, things like that. Any huge thing. More Democrats to join Trump with RFK. Yeah, I expect it to continue, man. Americans, we don't take kindly to communism. But I mean, they do want some type of communism. They do. They don't even deny it. But now you've got all the Democrats even saying this is not America. This is really bad. We have to denounce it. It's anti-American. They won't even She won't even tell us what her policies are because she's afraid it's going to lose her with standing in the polls. Could you go to another state and vote? Yeah. That's the other team that does that. Anyone here in You're in California? Yeah. I mean, there definitely are counties in California. There are counties in California that are conservative. Too many people giving Florida State a pass. Well, I mean, Florida State, their fans were very annoying last year for sure. It is what it is. I mean, they still have a shot at the playoff, but election night, yeah, everyone talks about that. It is pretty crazy. That's gonna be a Tuesday night, I think. Yeah. Thoughts? I mean, the thing with me is I can do like 25. I could go, I could stay up like 48 hours easily, but it depends how long it goes. You got Florida winning 24-21. It's a good rivalry game, man. It is. RFK out of swing states, yeah. How are the polls looking? Well, it's you know how it is, man. It's a gimmick. They released this new Canadian poll that has Harris up by like 5, and you've got liberals coping on X, and I'm sitting there arguing with this literally communist liberal. I'm not even kidding you. There's these people are. They're all socialist communists. It's like American socialist. It's like, dude, like what are we even doing here? And all the polls are just ridiculous. It's like Canada's releasing polls saying Harris is up. It's bullshit. But listen, the polls are still better than they were in 2020 and 2016. I just can't understand. Trump's got this super team going. He's going to be in all the swing states. Where are Trump's rallies at this week? I thought he was going to 3 or 4 places. Brooklyn guy, what's up? currently RFK won't be able to get his name off the Michigan ballot. Is that true? Well, I mean, I'm sure he's going to say in Michigan, vote for Trump, but that could be a little bit annoying. Does RFK flip any states directly from blue to red? It's very unlikely. They would have to be doing really bad for that to happen. I know the idea of it is, well, RFK keeps his name on the ballot in blue states. People vote for him instead of Harris, and he takes votes away. But it seems unlikely unless it's a blowout like Trump victory, and then you start talking about states like New Mexico and potentially that happening in like New Hampshire and New Mexico. Heard about a senator in Nebraska turning Republican, and now they are going to make the whole state winner take all. Well, they were talking about that months ago. I don't know. Is that back up now? They really need to do that because it's looking like Trump's going to possibly lose that district in Maine. That could be a big issue because then they are down one. Because if they lose all the districts in Maine and they get gerrymandered in Nebraska, that's Trump obviously is going to win Nebraska statewide, but it's the second district. That's the problem. Kamala is a coward for not debating on Fox, and then they swing it like, oh, it's really Trump who's scared. You're right, he is in Wisconsin. That's a town hall, yes. I heard about that. What games are you looking forward to? The I think the Notre Dame game, Notre Dame against A&M. That'll be a good game. I mean, there's a lot of shitty games, man. I'll be honest. I got to do these predictions, and a lot of teams winning, 55-10 or whatever. There's a lot of FCS teams. I got confidence Kamala will win. Most people don't know that she's being fake and she has no flaws. Well, look, let's wait for the debate. RFK Jr. is a good man. Yeah, and his family comes out against him. His family's already 0 for 1. They're going to be 0 for 2. I hope people understand that. His family endorsed Biden. Just like all these other liberals, they're already 0 for 1. Biden already lost. The district in Maine could honestly decide the election. Well, or the Nebraska second district. That's a competitive district as well. Trump could win that. I mean, he's losing possibly it right now, but who was Kamala's special guest at the DNC? Yeah, I mean, they lied to try and get more views. Do you think they'll do another coup? Nah, they really are out of options. They can't do another one of those, even if she implodes. She's debated before. To be honest, I don't think she's going to implode. Obviously, it would be amazing. It would be hilarious. But I don't think she's going to, unfortunately. And they'll just swing it as a positive no matter what. They're stuck with her. They can't do another Biden where they say, "Oh, Biden's terrible. We have to replace him." They just can't do it with her. Cornel West endorse. Normally, people like that don't drop out. I don't think Cornel West will drop out, and he wouldn't endorse either party. Trump's following has grown so substantially this year that if Harris somehow wins the election, there's no way they wouldn't question the legitimacy. Well, let's be honest. We know Republicans are going to question it. It was manipulated in 2020 with big tech. Now we don't know about the voter fraud, things like that. I don't comment on that just because I don't know the information of it, but we know it was manipulated. But look, we'll have to see what happens. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, it's rigged" or anything like that. We have to wait for everything to come out, obviously. Oh man, come on. Listen, I appreciate you donating, man. It's just we can't be moving to Russia here, man. It's just not going to happen. Listen, the only time you would move like out of the country because of politics would be if they somehow had control of all the chambers and they started really I mean, listen, what's happening in the UK? Look, I don't even know what's really happening in the UK to be honest because I'm not there. Now, I've seen some bad stuff, but I mean, come on, man. We're not going I mean, I know Edward Snowden's there, I get it, but yeah, come on. Why is Trump losing on poly market? Oh, that's just normal. That's just normal movement. That's not a big deal. Why do people keep saying if Trump loses? Because Russia, Putin said that people from the West are open to come to Russia. He's going to make it really easy to move there. That's why. Nebraska should be winner take all state. Well, Nebraska should be, and so should Maine. I don't know the history of that, honestly, personally. Maybe I should look up the. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but they really need to change both Nebraska and Maine. I heard about Eastern Oregon trying to go to Idaho, and 13 counties supported it. Yeah, no, I did a video on that a while ago, maybe like a year ago. I don't know. It's. I think Idaho would gain another electoral vote. Honestly, compare the two speeches. Trump gonna get demolished. You're joking, right? Her speech was pathetic. She talked for 30 minutes. Half of it wasn't, I mean, none of it was policy. Let's make that clear. None of it, I mean, they tell her not to talk about policy. That's how dumb it is. But 15 minutes of it is just, oh, about my life and like me trying to be relatable to people. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's. I mean, that's half of her speech. There are Democrats coming over from the radical forced transgenderism. Well, that's very, very concerning with the changing of genders with young people. It's really bad. I saw something with Rosie O'Donnell. She's like her daughter is like gender neutral. The kid's 10 years old. Nebraska wanted to go winner take all, but Maine threatened to do. Yeah, listen, I would be fine with that. I would be fine with that. I know I saw that, but then they said, oh, it's gonna get shot down or something. That was like 5 months ago. Kenosha, yeah, Wisconsin. Kenosha was definitely in the news over the past few years. What do you think would happen if they split up electoral votes and it wasn't winner take all? Well, that's what they do with primaries. And so if it wasn't winner take all, it would be more scaled based on a popular vote, to be honest with you. Neither of them are talking policy. Trump has, I think he's got three or four. Trump just had 20 things he's going to do. I mean, he lists them on his website. Trump's got everything outlined. Rosie O'Donnell has a kid. I have no clue. I just saw. I mean, I could show it to you. Honestly, I think it's on here somewhere. Dude, buying Greenland. Yeah, this dude actually tweeted about it. This is what Trump tweeted back in 2019 about Greenland. When do they recount the electoral points from each state? What do you mean recount? You mean change it based on population? Are you talking about? Thoughts on Joy Reid's hair? Yeah, I saw her go on a rant today. She was like, the economy under Trump sucked because of COVID, and she's just lost it completely. Do you think Trump will get Tulsi involved more? Yeah, Trump's going to do whatever he. I mean, listen, Trump is giving in, and that's just why people on the that are more conservative really don't like what's some people on the further right are not liking what Trump's doing because he's giving in because he's trying to win the election. So he's appealing more to independents because he wants the independent vote. Do we think the average American's not super engaged in politics were fooled by the DNC or no? I don't think so, man. I think it's all an echo chamber. Normally, the DNC and the RNC don't. I don't think there's really going to be much of a fact. They're both echo chambers. I think they're going to kill Biden off, make Kamala president, and she's going to declare martial law and stop the election. I don't think that's going to happen, but I could see them making her president. They wouldn't even have to kill off Biden. People know he just can't serve. I mean, they just have to say, well, now he's got another health issue and it's done. Greenland would be an amazing addition. Yeah, I've said that I thought I did a video on it a few months ago about them buying Greenland if Trump gets in. Did you see they brought up an old 2020 Quinnipiac poll that had Biden up 13? I didn't see that, no, but it doesn't surprise me. Quinnipiac was a disaster in 2020. Who will get the nomination in 2028? I don't know, man. It's impossible to say right now. Greenland wouldn't be used for living there. It would be used for all of the resources it has. But it's a massive glacier. You have to drill into it. When they changed the electoral reports based off population, they already did it. It's already been updated. There was a they do it like before the elections. I don't know I don't know when exactly what the threshold is, but whenever I think it might be after the census they do it. And Texas is just going to gain more. According to RFK Jr., more Democrats. Well, I think RFK Jr. said, listen, we don't even know if they're Democrats because a lot of the times these people are already not Democrats and they say, oh, we were previously a Democrat, but we'll see what happens with that. Greenland would vote far left. Well, Greenland's is I mean, they got 40,000 people. They wouldn't. I mean, I'd give them one electoral vote, but they wouldn't. There's no way they'd get any type of say. I mean, they just don't have a population. After the census. Yeah, so we got a ways until then. I think 2030. Remember, I mean, Newsom's trying to clean up that state because they're losing population. They're going to lose electoral votes there. They really are. Do you think we see Biden speak before the election? I mean, Biden will probably do a few more interviews here and there. It's such a mess what happened with Biden and just the idea that he still is. Oof. Greenland would vote red. I view them like Alaska. Yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter. You know, there's speculation. I think Guam is now red because it's been shifting. Not that it matters, but they do a straw poll after every election and it's been shifting red. If Trump had a group called White Men for Trump, they would say it's racist. Well, yeah. I mean, but even like Harris having that, it's pathetic. Everyone made fun of it. When Trump gets back into the White House, he should release all the UFO documents. Yeah, it's not that simple though. There's a lot that gets leveraged when you get in, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot of relationships that you can't fracture, and when you release certain things to the public, it's a lot more complicated than just releasing it because of the ripple down effect it has. Make Greenland a territory. I would rather it just become a state because I want to see it on the map. I mean, we have enough unincorporated territories or whatever you want to call it with Puerto Rico and Guam. Am I looking forward to Dog's crypto launch? Well, listen, if it's getting hype, then no, because I don't even know what that is. I did see it trending though. I don't know. School lunches. I mean, school lunches are what they are. They were never going to be good. Kamala Harris will never win Florida. No, obviously not. I mean, no Democrat was winning Florida. Biden was never going to win Florida either. Who do you think will win the Miami versus Florida game and the Notre Dame versus Texas Week 1 game? Miami. I think Miami's probably going to win. Notre Dame, Texas. I'm still deciding. I was originally leaning A&M, but I think I'm probably going to go Notre Dame. It feels like Notre Dame wins those type of games where it's like a pick 'em and it's on the road. Like Notre Dame will choke against Ohio State, but then they'll beat a team like A&M. But it'll be a very close game. But I don't know. I mean, they got Riley Leonard. It's we'll have to see how well he does. Last year he barely played. If Biden wasn't forced out and Trump won, would that be the first election That would be the yeah, it would be. I mean, it's already rare that Trump's won 3 straight, or he's going to be involved in 3 straight elections, as a leading candidate. We could trade Puerto Rico for Greenland. Yeah, I don't know, but Puerto Rico is weird in and of itself. Like some people want them to be like grant them statehood, and they're not. I don't really view Puerto Rico part of the United States, to be honest with you, just because they're not like it's the map says it's like they're independent. It's not like they're part of the U.S. They've got their own flag and everything, so I just don't view that, even if it is technically a territory. I think America should purchase or take whichever comes first every nation south of the U.S. border. I mean, I don't know how that would cost a lot of money. It feels like unless you go with a brutal plan, it would cost a lot of money to try and revive Mexico. I appreciate the content, no problem, John. GOP voter registration stuff. As far as I know, it's been pretty much every time I see an update on voter registration, GOP is up significantly from 2020. I don't think I've seen really any states where it's down or anything like that. What about Texas for Harris? Yeah, because of that poll I saw they were going. Yeah, I mean it's not going to happen. I don't even think they'll waste money there. When are all the debates VP? Well, the VP debates on October 1st, the presidential debates on September 10th, and there's another presidential debate sometime in October. We don't know when that is yet. DC is almost twice as liberal as even. Well, DC's got a pretty small population, but yeah, it votes liberal. Like I mean, they're I think that DC is like 49% African American. Is Texas safe or lean? It's safe. This election cycle, it's safe. But I'd like it to be a 6 or 7 point victory. We need it to be a 6 or 7 point victory. Trump has been seeking. Well, dude, remember when Harris was at 54, he was at 44. So this is what happens. It ebbs and flows. There's this Canadian poll that came out that had her up, and that's why people are voting on her. Just let it ebb and flow. Tampon Tim coin. If Trump won and wanted to run in 2028, would you support it? Well, I don't believe it's possible. I don't believe it's legal to even do that. He would just be disqualified. If Trump loses this year, would he run again? It's just not. He's going to be way too old. And plus, people would start turning on him because that's 2 times he's lost now. And then the age would be a huge issue. Tim Walz got called a DEI hire. Well, I mean, he certainly wasn't a DEI hire. He's probably they just chose him because Shapiro was Jewish, and they're like they needed someone. Good evening. Good evening, Insight. I used to be a Republican, but I went on Reddit. Did you go on Our Politics? Dude, they showed something on Our Politics. It was like the last 50 headlines were anti-Trump. The last 50 straight headlines. DC is a cool place to visit. I mean, yeah, it's got a bunch of cool monuments and stuff. But yeah, living in any major city, I couldn't imagine doing it. Not to be fair, every county in Oklahoma votes early and proud. Yeah, Oklahoma. I have seen that every single county is red in Oklahoma. It's pretty funny. That's because there's not a major city that can push one of the counties blue. There's not a big enough city. I already did a video on those keys, man. I'm not talking about that again. Why does Trump say Well, that seems like that's just a normal thing people say. I mean, look at Elon's speech patterns. Did you hear about Secret Service removing protection? Yeah, I heard about that. That's such a joke. I mean, it's such a bullshit thing to do. But it is what it is. I mean, obviously they're not going to give him protection now. He's not a candidate and he's against them. So Reddit is trash. I mean, Reddit is useful if you're trying to solve a problem because there's actually human answers, unlike the internet, which has just bullshit articles. If you're trying to solve a problem, search the question and then put Reddit at the end of it. But I mean, Reddit for politics obviously is not going to be. It's absurdly left. Anytime politics on Reddit, it's just not going to be. But I mean, you can communicate with people there and stuff. But there are some really bad subreddits. They've got a lot of them banned. I know that. Guam is conservative. We'll see if it. I think it's shifting conservative. Technically, in the straw poll, I know it wasn't conservative in 2020, but it was close. Does FSU make the play? I don't think so. I saw FSU schedule. FSU schedule is not that easy, even for the ACC. Trump's rally in Phoenix. Yeah, that was a good rally, man. Any chance New Jersey goes red? I mean, I know that dude. That New Jersey Trump needs another rally like that. How do you get 100K? That's absurd. That's absurd. And to lose that state is crazy. But I think it's going to be hard. I'd like to see some polling out of New Jersey, but it seems like it's unlikely because she's running like 5 or 6 points better than Biden was in those type of states like New York, New Mexico. I would imagine New Jersey would be Harris probably plus 9 or 10. Trump needs to send Tulsi, and yeah, I would have a rally in Virginia with Youngkin and Tulsi, but it's got to be a huge rally. Rural voters, well, they have American core values. These people don't. These people that vote for communism don't have American values. They don't like our country. They legitimately don't like it. They don't like the history of it. When you look at it, well, Paul Ryan's political career, I think it's he might try and get out of the woodwork if Trump is gone. He might. He's not going to do anything though. His momentum is gone. The story of Crooks, the shooter, is yeah. They're not even talking about. It's crazy. And then he's got like three messenger accounts with overseas. I mean, my God, dude. Yeah, we're never gonna get an answer to that. With the White Sox, I don't know. I don't. They're probably gonna lose like 120 games or so. Will Charlie Kirk run? I can't see him running. I drove past RFK Stadium. There is an entire homeless city there. Really, they still haven't demolished that. They cannot demolish that stadium. I thought they got the okay to demolish it. Thoughts on Oklahoma State? Are you talking about Oklahoma State? I think it's gonna be a tough week 1 game. I would not have a I would not schedule South Dakota State. It's just annoying. I mean, they're like 9-point favorites. I saw. Does Trump win the Rust Belt if he wins Virginia? Well, I think he at least wins Pennsylvania and Wisconsin if he wins Virginia. Are there any new polls out of Michigan? Not that I saw. Pollsters. I mean, we've been dealing with this. This is the third straight cycle we've been dealing with it with these pollsters. It's a narrative that they have to create. I mean, it's the propaganda through the polls because she doesn't talk about anything, so they have to create propaganda somehow. Yo, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, I do want to do a I do want to do like a I don't where I talk to people on Discord on a voice chat. So if anyone wants to do that, and maybe you've already got the Discord or whatever, we can do that. But I'll just go to different people and you guys can talk to me. You think Washington D.C. will go red? I think it's got a very good chance. RFK holding a rally with Vance and Trump. I know he said he was definitely going to hold a lot of rallies with Trump, and I would imagine Vance will be at some of them as well. Thoughts on Colorado, North Dakota State? Yeah, I'm surprised Colorado's a 9-point favorite. It just seems like I don't know, man. Colorado, I'm not buying them. I don't think anyone is. It seems like people want Colorado to lose for obvious reasons. Just kind of like the cockiness, the hype. What would have happened to the Republicans if Trump didn't decide to run in 2016? Well, there's still no way. Jeb was so bad. There's no way Jeb would have won. It would have been, I guess, Cruz versus Rubio mainly. Maybe Ben Carson. Ben Carson had a run where he was doing well. Maybe he comes in. Republicans don't answer polls. A lot of rural people don't. You're right. Would Trump would draw an even bigger crowd than Harris at a rally in Chicago? Yeah, well, he's just got a bigger like energized base. That's why. Will the Guardians win the Central? I think Minnesota will probably win it. Although I think Minnesota's 3 games back now. I don't know. I think the Guardians they've been very lucky this year. Do you think Trump wins the Rust Belt if he wins both Nevada? Well, it certainly helps if he wins Nevada and Arizona, just nationwide. That would be good. I don't know if it's a guarantee that he wins the Rust Belt. Those states are in different places. You know, they're you got West Coast and Rust Belt are different places. DC is never. I thought I was joking. You should do something interesting like talking with people. Yeah, or debating libs. Yeah, that probably would do well, but you have to get bigger people. I think you have to get bigger people to go on with you. The interior seats are getting gutted at RFK. Yeah, they're taking a while to bring that stadium down. See what's happening in the UK. It does not look good what's happening in the UK. Thoughts on Andrew Tate? I mean, Andrew Tate says things that are definitely they make sense, just male female relationship stuff, the dynamics between the two sexes. But I don't know, man. I'm definitely not an Andrew Tate fanboy. It's just like I don't know. I know a lot of young people, like younger people than me are. Would Ron DeSantis have ran in 2024 if Trump won in 2020? I think Ron DeSantis would be the pick. I think Ron DeSantis would be the pick. Can you debate Obama? Yeah, that's gonna happen. I'll go to his house with his chef. Oh wait, he's gonna do to me what he did to the chef. Which candidate can bring the best together? Rhinos, MAGA, traditional. I was thinking maybe Youngkin, although I don't know if MAGA is gonna attach to Youngkin. You should start dropping the college football picks on Sunday instead of Monday for the extra day. Well, that is the annoying thing. You are right. It is very annoying that those videos. I mean, although my political videos become obsolete basically the next day, but no, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to drop them on Sunday. I know the idea of it, but I just do it on Monday. It's not a big deal. Tim Walz is a joke. Yeah, that people need to start just admitting Tim Walz is just a clown. I say it every stream. Missouri versus Murray State. I don't know, 56-7. Vivek has a huge forehead. I mean, yeah. I guess he could get a transplant if he really wants to. John Stewart. Yeah, what John Stewart said was good. That was definitely a good takedown. You got to give credit where it's due. If I sent you my song of me dissing Hassan, uh, I mean, what is the song about? Do you watch Andrew? I mean, is the song based off of another song? It might get copyrighted. Do you watch Andrew Wilson debates? I saw his debate with Destiny on January 6th. Uh, I mean, he kind of, I don't know. I mean, it was fun, I guess. You should make a Discord. I already have a Discord. I have a Discord, and we have those channels on the Discord. Tan Green. Do you think it is fair to say Democrats have an advantage in the media due to bias and their control of culture? It seems Dems get away with shenanigans. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, dude, it was 100 times even worse. Think about it. They had control of everything, including X, during the last election, which was Twitter. Yeah, they have full control. I mean, the way things get covered. Another good example is RFK Jr. They downplay it. They say he's a loon. If he would have endorsed Kamala, he'd be this lovely guy, this hero, this sacrifice. And it's just the mainstream narrative is controlled by them right now. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look at all the Hollywood people. They just all it's all they all have internalized self hate and guilt, and it's like they're all these stars. They're all like the white movie stars. They have to be liberal. They have to give back somehow. It's all guilt. It's self hate and self guilt. Oddly enough, I like Cruz. He could be a hell of a debater. He holds his own very well. No, no, no. I think Cruz does do well in those hearings. I do like, but I think Cruz is not. He's not going to be a big candidate in my opinion in 2028. Trump All Star team versus Wool's high school team. Yeah, Trey, do you remember that? Trump's got like the Ohio State Buckeyes against Wool's high school team. Oh man, will they be called the Brook Park Browns? No, they'll still be called Cleveland. What do you think MLK would say about the Democratic Party? Well, it's hard to really know because it's such a different time. Like the whole idea of that, if we really think about questions like, oh, what does JFK think about the Democratic Party? Like we've evolved so much with technology, it's hard to even. But I think that obviously they would think it's gone really far left because I mean, since when they were their time period, it has gone really far left. Do I play any musical instruments? I don't. We had a piano, but that was a while ago. I think liberal movie stars are just trying to keep their status. Yeah, no, that is part of it. It's a hive mind group thing. If you're not part of the team, you become on the outskirts of Hollywood. Is Tulsi Gabbard a Republican? I would say basically. She could say she's an independent, but I mean she's supporting Trump. It looks like we need a roll with Youngkin or DeSantis. I don't know, man. I mean, it's too far away to say that honestly. You think that New York or New Jersey will turn red? No, not unless there's like a major thing. What do you want a Chet poll on? I don't even know. Ohio State versus Penn State before the election in Pennsylvania. Trump should go to that game. That game is on Saturday and the election's on Tuesday. I didn't even know that. Chat poll on the election, bro. It's gonna be Trump with like a 95% chance. There's no point. I think I would have to unadd you and then re-add you to expand your powers. I believe that's how it would work. What's up with the Trump Tower in Greenland? I don't know. Someone just quote tweeted it today, and it's funny because I was talking about Trump buying Greenland like a month ago. Wonder what Monday's polls will say. There should be a big update on Monday. I mean, people are getting angry because there's no polls. I mean, they normally don't release. I guess they release polls every day, but I mean, normally you would expect there to be a big update. Speculation is coming out about Walls being an abuser. Trucker made Tucker made a great point about Wall's behavior. Yeah, when he yanked his son. I mean, what does it do if it can manage blocked words? All right, I think I expanded them. I don't know. See if you can do polls. If you can do poll, just you could just do a poll. I guess I don't. I mean, it doesn't really matter though. Buying Greenland, making it 51st state seems kind of pointless considering its distance from. Well, no, it would be for natural natural minerals, rare earth minerals, things like that. There's something wrong with that guy Walls. Yeah, he's a wacko. Joe Rogan endorsement incoming. I mean, he already kind of. I mean, he's basically gonna say, yeah, well, I like Trump more, lesser of two evils. That's probably what he's gonna. Or I don't know. I mean, he really likes RFK Jr., so maybe he will endorse him. I think Trump should do a rally in New York City. Yeah, I mean, I think Trump should do another 100K rally where there's 100K. I mean, those are just so big for propaganda and everything like that. Sentencing Trump, they're not going to do it. I actually saw an article today, and legal experts said it's either going to get delayed or it's going to get overturned. Honestly, because it's just erroneous. But it'll probably get delayed or something. Do you think Biden will retire in October to help Kamala? Well, that is the speculation going on right now. And I don't. I mean, it could be 50. If they need a real slingshot, like another honeymoon period, maybe. But I mean, it's just speculation. Nobody really knows, honestly. Why are they oversampling Dems? Narrative control. You love posting on our politics, getting 100 downvotes. They'll probably just remove your comment, honestly. It's crazy there. Rally in Madison Square Garden, that would be epic. Selling out Yankee Stadium. Actually, I don't even think like you could do that. I'm not even sure it'd be allowed to do that. Yeah, no. Did you see that she joined Jen? I agree with you. Well, she originally didn't want him to endorse Trump. There was a rumor, and that makes total sense. They'll probably will divorce. Do you think the Dems will try to cheat again? Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of bad things that go on with these elections, especially considering they call. Listen, you have to understand these people's ideology. They think Trump's Hitler, so they think if they cheat, they're doing a good thing because they're keeping Hitler out of the White House. Understand that. When you understand that, that'll be your answer. Should the U.S. buy Greenland? Well, it depends what the price is. To be honest, I would like to see a territorial expansion. But listen, it depends on the price. Trump would sell out Levi Stadium. Yeah, in Santa Clara. He should start doing rallies at stadiums. How crazy would that be? As a mod on our politics, it's common practice to remove conservative posts. I'm sure it is, dude. They had a photo of all the mods or something. I don't know. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm sure you guys have seen like the photo of all the Reddit mods together. They had like a community meetup. Do you think someone will try to assassinate Harris? No, no, I don't. Border states are tired with the. I would hope they would be. I would hope they would be. You would be like, man, that's going to translate to you know more states leaning to the right, but it doesn't because you've got New Mexico. I mean, maybe Arizona. Maybe the Arizona's the state that will. There's no way. I don't think Trump would ever do. He needs to do a rally in a stadium. That would be crazy. Paper ballots. Yeah, I mean that's why people think and the few polls that have come out of Virginia. There's a few polls that are good. Instead of Greenland, we can just take over Canada or Mexico. Well, I mean that would be, you know, the problem is those citizens wouldn't want to be wouldn't want to be Americans, and it becomes an issue because then they start voting. Do you give them voter rights? And they're all liberal. I mean, it's a problem. Although I don't know, I think Canada's becoming more conservative. Why is Reddit so liberal? It's just demographically they're younger. It's just that's the way it is. I mean, it's just crazy liberal. Did you see the Hillary video today? No, I didn't. Trump should do a rally in California. I mean, but that's a lot of resources that you would waste in California. It's just you'd rather go to a swing state, even a state like New Jersey or dude. If Trump just starts having these massive rallies to leverage, because we know Harris can't draw that many people, he really needs to start just having massive rallies. But I mean, it is a safety risk. How does one become a mod? Well, they just asked me. Honestly, they just asked me. That's how. Then I just said, yeah, that's fine, man. Twitter is very right wing. Well, it depends what your echo chamber is. I mean, there's definitely left areas of Twitter, but I would agree it's more right wing now for sure. I saw a video of black men Trump supporters in Chicago. Well, I mean, there's always going to be like so those could be outliers. I mean, if you just see a few people, it's a few people. Do you think a possible Kamala Willie sex tape gets leaked in October? Well, I have no information on that. I don't know. I'm sure they're saving stuff for October, but I don't know what it's going to be. I know they've got a book coming out that's going to be real bad. There's going to be real bad stuff against Biden and Harris, and I think in September it's going to get leaked. I beat Medicare. Yeah, you beat it to death. He's coming back to New Jersey. He should. I mean, he got 100K there. Will Trump get assassinated again? Well, he didn't. It was an attempted assassination, but it was an attempt. But I mean, there's no way to know. I think it's Trump's in a lot of trouble. That's why he has to have the bulletproof glass and everything. I think there's big problems. If they're gonna get nervous. Seems like there's enough mods. Yeah, I mean, normally I've been getting around. If we've got like 3 or 4 mods, well, I think I have 7 mods total. Some of them are not active anymore, unfortunately. I think I have like 2 or 3 that are normally always active for 400 people in the chat or whatever it is normally. That's what I've been drawing recently. I think it's a pretty good. I think it's pretty good, honestly. Now, Chris V, I agree. I mean, I had a video about Trump buying Greenland. Trump wants to make his mark. He wants a territorial expansion. Can you expand my powers? Well, I don't even know. Apparently, I'm not even sure if it really expands it by much. I mean, what can you even? I'm gonna have to see what you can even do. I wish you would live chat all night long. Your voice sounds like a gravel road. Oh, well, it's interesting. People criticize my voice. People like my voice. People criticize it. People like it, and then it's just people get used to it. That's normally what ends up happening. You have some strange followers. I mean, this is a really tame chat compared to what we normally get. I mean, you should have seen my chat during the DNC. Why expand? I don't even know what the expanding powers does. Honestly, I'm gonna have to look at it. Oh, you know what it does? You can, like, I guess, ban certain words or something. That's what it does. Imagine Trump holding a rally at Beaver Stadium. I might have to actually make a video, guys. I'm gonna make a video and try and tell Trump you need to have a rally at a stadium. You guys are right. Trump needs to have a rally at a stadium. It would be the most epic thing. It's amazing propaganda, and there's just 100K. It is a security problem though. You're hysterical. Yeah, I don't really do my laugh, unfortunately, during these type of streams. It was just during the DNC. The Golden Game or Good Evening. What do you think about Kamala's new Southern accent? Well, she changes it every day. It's hard to keep track of which one. Wait, she's Indian today, I think. Wait, oh no, she's black. Sorry. Stupid me. Would Greenland vote Democrat or Republican? Well, it wouldn't matter. They only have a population of 46,000. That's not even. I don't think that's enough for. That's not even enough for one electoral vote. But I would give them an electoral vote if they wanted to become a state. We need Greenland. Yeah, China wanted an abandoned military base in Greenland, and Denmark said, no, you're not getting it. China's been trying to get Greenland. Trump should bring Patrick Mahomes. I don't think Patrick Mahomes would do that. I mean, even if he is like a closet Trump supporter, and Brady, I don't know if Brady would do that either. I mean, you're risking a ton of hate. I mean, Trump needs to hold a rally at Cowboys Stadium. Yeah, I mean, Texas. Which party will win, Democrats or Republicans? I would imagine Republicans. I saw people on Reddit hating on you. You should make a response. Well, I think I'd be making 100 response videos. It's the internet. Do a rally at Daytona International Speedway. Yeah, what is the capacity of that? 150K? They're having an MLB game at Daytona. They're having a pathetic MLB game. Would you have voted for JFK or Nixon back in the day? Well, I have no. I mean, It's a completely different era in time. It's harder for me to get into that mindset. I still laugh at your reaction. Well, dude, my best laugh was when the teleprompter stopped and the dude just froze at the DNC. Wait, did you see those influencers? They were like, I got dick down at the DNC. I mean, these people are just weirdos. Oh, here's Rosie.
Mommy, there are some kids in my class who don't even know their gender. So, like an idiot, I say, tell them next time they're in the bathtub to look down. If it's a hot dog, they're a boy, and if it's not, they're a girl.
Which
10-year-olds? Oh, she's a teacher or something? She's like, I got 10-year-olds in my class that don't know their gender. Oh, man. Yeah, Michigan Stadium, because that's a big swing state. But Pennsylvania with Beaver Stadium is even bigger. But Beaver Stadium's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to get like a rally out there. You got to have it near a big city so people can go to it. Trump needs to do a yeah. Trump should do a rally at Yankee Stadium. That would be sweet. Kamala can do a rally. Well, she does do rallies at YMCA's. Remember, like she had a rally at a barn. I tweeted out. It's like she's got a rally at a barn or something. It looked like a barn. Michigan is so liberal. I mean, it is a little bit more liberal. Daytona can do 150K during the NASCAR. Trump can do 200. Yeah, because you're right. Because you could have more. You could have more people with standing room on the bottom. You're right. Ford Field, yeah, because you wouldn't have to worry about the weather.
Then she says,
Yeah.
they say, Mommy, that's their sex. That's binary. I'm talking about their gender. And gender is infinite. Gender is infinite. Where does a 10-year-old get those words?
Do you have any idea?
I have
Is
no
there someone
idea.
in their life that
No. And I said to her, where did you find that? Where did you say? She said, some things I just know.
Yeah, her daughter's been manipulated and groomed. Your favorite part of the DNC was Beyonce, yeah. Yeah, PA is the most important state. If you got rid of Detroit, Trump would win Michigan. Well, that's like most states. If you got rid of their biggest city, because the biggest city is very far left normally. Yeah, Trump does need to do a rally at a stadium. It's just amazing. It would be an epic. It would be the moment of the year. It would be the moment of the election cycle. It would be right up there with. Actually, the assassination attempt was a bit more badass, but still. Do you think the electoral map? I don't think that changes, unfortunately, because the census doesn't happen until 2030. You should invite Parker and Harry Sisson. I don't know who Parker is though. Find the clip of the teleprompter. Oh, yeah, with Raskin. And that's the dude that said that if Trump wins, he's gonna try and hold Trump from being in office too. That's the clown that said that. That was hilarious. Why are big cities so blue? It's because big cities are a hub with people living in apartments and they're all younger, and normally they it's a younger generation, and that's just the style they live. If you live in a big city and you live in an apartment and you live a life like that, you're going to be trend to be way more liberal. And I mean, if you fix it, then everyone would be conservative because that's really where liberals are. If we fixed it, we'd have a 75% conservative country. Half Swifties, 30-year-old cat ladies, and the other half are teenage girls. Yeah, I mean, but there are also a lot that are like 20 in their 20s. I mean, there's just a lot of these. These girls just swarm. Arizona going to yeah, that was a great rally, man. I mean, but Trump's gonna sell out pretty much everywhere as long as there's a place that has good population, he'll sell out pretty much every arena. North Carolina in 2030. Well, you mean 2032? There's no general in 2030 general election. Tucker should interview Trump in October. That might help. I mean, dude, but it is just an echo chamber. I'm sure they're scheduling something. There's going to be something with Trump and Tucker. I don't know when they'll do it. But it's probably going to be calculated. There's probably going to be another thing with Elon Musk. Remember when someone said that there was something coming with Elon and someone else, and it was like Trump's campaign manager and then Trump or something, and then it never happened? I think people just lie. But I do agree. Trump will do something with Tucker. They're going to strategize and probably plan for it. A Joe Rogan interview in October. Yeah, I'd rather it maybe like, yeah, no, I mean, early October maybe. Yeah, that would be good. I think it's got to happen. I mean, with his ties to RFK Jr. already going on there. I mean, Trump just went on Theo Vaughn. He's ready to go. But you know, the big issue with that is Rogan doesn't want to go and travel to do the interview. He wants Trump to come to Austin, Texas. Tucker was making a series with Trump. Yeah, that's not surprising. Anyone else see the photos of RFK Jr.? Yeah, those were from like maybe like last year. That was when RFK just got in the race, and they're coming out again. Speaking of Beaver Stadium, are we getting a video of an update? What, on the renovations? There's really no renovations. If they release renderings on what they're going to be, they're doing the renovations right now, but it's just they like winternized the stadium or whatever. There's really no crazy things happening there. There's going to be some crazy stuff, I'm sure. They're going to have to, I mean, it's a $700 million renovation. Would Trump ramp up his rallies in late October? Well, I mean, obviously, I think they're going to be ramped up throughout all of October. PBD said Trump likely to do Joe Rogan at the end of October. Yeah, I mean, you would like it to be more in the middle of October and then hit Harris with an October surprise at the end. Canada lost an electoral vote. Yeah, with what, in the 2020 census. And that's really before wait, if that actually it was in the 2020 census, that's before the max exodus. They're going to lose 4 or 5 electoral votes maybe. Actually, I don't know. I'm just saying. Loved watching you. Some of my best memories coming home Friday night, watching you when I lived in Madison, Wisconsin. Well, man, I appreciate that, bro. Well, this is the thing that I wanted to show people. It is a long video, but it's...
Democracy or access to abortion? Would you rather have a democracy or access to abortions?
Either or. I feel like that's a very tough question to answer. I feel like that's almost not possible to answer. I feel like I couldn't pick one or the other.
Even if you had to choose?
If I had to choose.
Can we get a final answer? I know it's hard.
I guess access to abortions.
It's Brad Summer! The queen of the Brads has arrived! Yes, queen!
Do not come.
Are you as hard as I am right now? Something special. Can we please, this year, it'd be so brat, have a higher tax rate for rich white men?
Well, if we have a Democratic Congress, we certainly will.
Yeah, baby. Tax those rich old whiteys. Come on. Are you...
How do you think Stanford will do in football this season? Well, Rob, I think Stanford joining the ACC, you're probably looking at around 4 wins, to be fair. Let's be honest, around 4 wins. They've had a tough time with David Shaw kind of going downhill and them firing him. This dude is good, I agree. How is that a hard question? Because she's manipulated. She doesn't even know. She just hears abortion and it's like, oh. Yeah.
Worried Donald Trump's going to weaponize the justice system if he gets in power?
I'm concerned about Project 2025, and it's important that individuals understand that Project 2025 basically consolidates power in the hands of one dangerous man. And so it's really critically important.
Prosecuting his political enemies.
Exactly.
Guys, I have to say, you are even more beautiful in person.
Oh, I love him. I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh.
Give me your best pickup line.
My best pickup line, I'll pay.
Who are the cuties in the Democratic Party that are speaking?
Oh, I don't know. Talk to anyone who lives in D.C. It's hard to find a cute Democrat.
Oh my God, shots fired.
No, that's the tea. Ask anyone who lives in D.C.
That's
and
the
who
tea?
works in Democratic politics. It's hard to find the cute ones.
The Republican guys are hotter?
Yeah, but they're evil. So, I don't know.
We kind of love evil, oh my God.
I feel like
You are so bad. It's time to call the red carpet the blue carpet because the conservatives have literally no cool famous people. What do you eat after a long day at Congress? Did you get your vasectomy yet?
No.
It's gonna be a wild weekend, baby. Tim Walz has the best shot in Congress. Who has the best back shot? One final game. Yes queen or no queen, okay?
I'll give you a yes or no. How about that?
Okay.
Amazing.
Can you do yes queen or no queen? Or?
I can't do that. I can't
Oh,
do
really? Free abortions.
Yes, queen.
Free gender affirming care for migrants.
Yes, queen.
Child tax credits for dogs.
Yes, queen.
Ban standardized testing.
Yes, queen.
Oh, yeah, my ADD is so crazy. Get rid of those things, please.
Yes, queen. Yeah.
Amazing. Different tax rate for white men.
Yes, queen.
Amen, sister. Love you. Love her energy. She's a yes queener. My girlfriend needs to get an abortion. Could you help me cover it up? Please? I need help. I need to do it discreet way. Oh. Asshole. Romeo, wherefore out there Romeo?
Sorry.
Romeo, wherefore out there Romeo? Who do you think has a bigger lightsaber? Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
These libs are just. No, he's trolling, man. He's trolling. Yes, queen. The dude is famous. I don't even. I mean, it was a funny video for sure. Different tax rate. Wait, what was it? Child tax credit for dogs? Yes, queen. Child tax credit for dogs. People need to stop with the Project 2012. Well, they're not going to. They're not going to because it was working for them. So they're going to keep. I mean, they jammed it down everyone's throats during the DNC.
I mean, come on. Really?
And what's the best way a guy could approach you?
Approach me, I guess, with a microphone and a seersucker suit, a microphone, and my daughter.
Could I be a good stepdad? So some Gen Z doubters of Kamala have noted her record persecuting people for weed. I'm a stoner. I use it for PTSD. Do you think that era is so over? She's so over that?
I think that even in the
this dude
period of the Biden-Harris administration, they have been working very hard in order to say no.
What about Coke and stuff?
Excuse me?
What about Coke?
And her, I would have to look at it, but
decriminalize the drugs, baby.
Thank you, sir.
Coke for the boys.
Thank you.
Another old white guy, am I right? Is Kamala so us?
She's so us because she's brat. Kamala
Yeah,
is brat.
she is so brat. What does brat mean?
Brat is you're a party girl, but you go out at really late at night and you fall asleep with all your makeup on. And
I mean, I have to love
And so
Kamala
it's
being
just
in a
totally
menage a
fake,
trois
yeah.
at one point. Brad Summer. Get the best Kamala laugh ever.
Oh my God, she has the best laugh.
Joy. We love joy. We're all
Love
about
her.
joy.
Go
Okay,
Kamala.
how do we guarantee equity of joy?
I live in the UK, and biased reporting from the only big organizations, the BBC, really puts into perspective how destructive one-side media is. Yeah, I mean, we're hearing really bad stuff about the UK, that's for sure.
Equity of joy will flow forth from Kamala. It's a just and
The
given
illegals
and
are
part of
getting
her.
Oh, we are manifesting.
It's coming to
People
you.
say vibes don't matter, but we are manifesting
We're
our
manifesting
nation.
it to you.
Oh, we have a woman of color, and we also have Tim Waltz. What a great example for the body positive community. What do you think Tim Waltz can be as an inspiration for body positive people?
A young man came to him and said, we want to have a gay club here at our high school. And he said, I'm going to lead that because I need to be
He's like a gay leader.
Oh my God.
Brad Summer.
Brad who?
Brad Summer, yes.
I don't know what that is.
You're actually Mamala, Kamala, Bamala, Shambhala.
Okay. Shamala.
Inshallah, Kambala. Can we make it white alpha dudes for Harris?
I don't know about all that.
White alpha.
White
I mean,
alpha
look at me. I'm not just any white dude. I'm an alpha white dude. I am supreme being of the species white dudes for Harris.
I mean, I love that for you.
Is no tax on tips? Do we think we can get that through?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah,
look.
because I do like OnlyFans and stuff, and it's like on the side when I'm not doing this, and
Yeah.
so I want to just make sure that I get those things directly, and I feel like I work so hard for that, right?
Yeah,
So
we should be able to get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Trump has said he favors it, we'll see. I mean,
yeah, but he
says
Kamala did it in a
anything.
better way. He made it first, but Kamala's way was like way more Brad.
For sure.
When Kamala said it, it was way more Brad.
See, I just don't even know what Brad is.
Oh, it's
but
just sexy. It's everything. Demure. You are so demure,
It's
Congressman.
not a policy that I spend any time thinking about.
Okay, you are so funny. Oh, I love Doritos.
I love Doritos.
I love Doritos in the bag.
Particularly ranch, Cool Ranch.
Oh yeah, you. How would I start a union for influencers? I'm an influencer, and I feel like I'm woefully underpaid.
Could not be more Brad.
That is a great idea. And you know how you start it? I would either get with the Communication Workers of America and start talking to them, because that seems to me like it would be the most natural fit.
Okay. Can I get a yes queen for unions?
Say it again.
Can I get a yes queen for unions?
Are you saying yes, Queen?
Yeah.
Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen.
Can Kamala freeze the price of condoms?
Freeze the price of what?
Of condoms?
Well, I don't know. It just depends,
It's been killing me lately. There's so many beautiful girls. I'm gonna have to get a vasectomy. Imagine though, you staged the assassination and then you're still losing, aka Pratt.
Brad.
Do you have any like vegan or like gluten-free like sushi or something like that? Or
I got gluten-free.
what about like raw milk?
I'm glad they were talking about Palestine on stage. I think that was really important.
I will say though, I mean, thank God for the wall and the police. It would be a lot to have. It'd be a bit of a buzzkill having all those people come in here.
Fair.
Buzzkill, am I right? Like, we're trying to joy.
Let us in! Let us in! Come on, everybody, chant with me. Let's storm this bitch like it was January 6th. Who's with me?
Because we got to walk it all the way out. Christ is our example. Folks, you have given yourself over. You won't submit to God.
Yes, so how does he feel about Donald Trump? I'm voting Republican. Cut my wrist.
Socialism.
Why should we vote for you for president?
I don't know. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you can and you could if you wanted to. I'm just presenting an option. Ultimately, a vote for urban supreme is a vote completely thrown away. In most states, it will be thrown away literally. Literally, they won't count it. First Amendment. I'm a First Amendment warrior. I'm a First Amendment activist. And I believe that ultimately everything that we...
Yeah. That's that's interesting. Anyone find it weird? No real polls since RFK. Well, listen, the polls take a while. You have to wait for polling to. They're gonna have to poll people. It takes multiple days. I'm actually happy they're getting those baby removed from. Oh, the death van. You mean? Yeah, they're just they're all childless, and that's like their policy and their agenda. Yeah, he's got a boot on his head. Did you see some media saying RFK endorsement will hurt Trump? That's propaganda. That's false. That doesn't make any sense. RFK is getting 4 or 5%. Him endorsing Trump is gonna bring over more voters than it would to Harris. There's no way Wallace was hurt. Yeah, no, I mean, remember, but Wallace had like a 2% chance of winning, of being the VP. Why didn't you go? Why would I go to the to the TNC? What, to try and troll? We already know the polls tomorrow would be Kamala +10. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what polls. Maybe an ABC poll will get released. Oh, there needs to be another one of those. Trump never won the popular vote. Yeah, the popular vote's irrelevant. Keith Olbermann is a completely deranged, completely lost individual. Trump is starting to tweet out his own crap again. I don't know. That was something that came out. You gonna upload tomorrow morning? Normally I upload at least right now like around 11 a.m. I would say is when I do an upload. Maybe a little bit earlier. It depends. It's probably gonna be the upload is probably gonna be the college football predictions. Shorting Solana. Uh, the market is usually not good in September, so I don't know, man. I'm just trucking along. I don't trade really at all, honestly. Thoughts on Michael Knowles? What the Daily Wire dude? I mean, I guess he's fine. I don't really watch his stuff. What do you think the October surprise will be? There's gonna be some nasty things coming out about Harris treating her campaign. Earlier today, RFK tweeted that there would be other folks leftists joining the movement. Yeah, those people are probably already have left the. I don't think it's gonna be any crazy. Crazy leftists. Are there any polls updates? No, there aren't. But 30 Solana at $20. Yes, I think Solana is going to go very high. So that's a good buy, man. Or I mean, relative to $30. I mean, I wouldn't be buying it right now. I think Tulsi will endorse Trump, certainly. Hate how high Tim Wall's approval rating is. Well, I don't know. I saw a new approval rating and it was -10. There's no way his approval rating should be high. They're just running with the whole like, oh, he's just a blubbering dad. He's not a communist or a socialist. There is no way Wall should have a good approval rating at all. He didn't even. I mean, they actually have the data in terms of the standard testing in Minnesota. It went down when he took over. Thought the market would be better in September due to September being the highest number of babies born. Well, I'm talking about crypto, but I mean stocks do kind of not really follow, but kind of follow a little bit crypto. But no, I'm talking about crypto. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Yeah, I mean, I'll continue through the election, and then we'll see what happens with the election. I mean, just depends. I think Memphis could make the 12 team playoff. Yeah, I mean, I picked them to make it, but it's really a crapshoot with those group of 5 teams. We know that. Yeah, did you see Pritzker? SV Pritzker was speaking, and they're like making fun of billionaires. Meanwhile, he's speaking. He's like, and he's bragging that he makes more than Trump. I thought the liberals were making fun of billionaires. They didn't like him, and then they bring a billionaire on stage. There's like multiple billionaires there. October surprise, Biden steps down. I mean, what does that really do to the race, though, man? I mean, does it really matter if he steps down or not? I don't see if someone's like, oh, now that Biden stepped out, I have to vote for Kamala. But again, I guess that's how these things work. "24-hour stream." It's you can't stream for 24 hours. It cuts out after 12. That's what people told me. Biden steps down, you're gonna KMS. Well, I mean, I don't think it's gonna help her very much, but I guess we'll see. It's all such a joke, anyways. He's not even leading anything. Everyone knows that. It's ridiculous. He's on vacation for 16 straight days. Thoughts on Oklahoma State winning the Big 12? I mean, they could win the Big 12, but there's like 7 teams that could win it. It's hard to predict that. They're returning a lot. I mean, they could win it. It's just if they get a few bounces, you know? And if they don't get a few bounces, they could lose 4 games. It just depends. If Trump doesn't win it, will show the country is lost. Yeah, I don't know what the outcome of that's going to be, honestly. I don't know what it would look like in 2028. I mean, they wouldn't deport anyone, so there'd be the 20 million that would get added, I think, to the population, or at least some of them would. Get a co-host for 24. Well, I mean, it's not about a co-host. I can't physically stream for 24 hours because it cuts out, but I wouldn't even need to stream for 24 hours. It's not like the election's going to be decided at 5 a.m. I think it's going to be earlier. So if you start streaming at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it gets decided by 3 a.m., that's only 10 hours. Poly market at 50-50. Yeah, it's been like that for a few days. You think Trump wins Pennsylvania by 4? Yeah, I agree. I think Pennsylvania should be it. I don't know about 4, but it's going to, I think maybe like 2. Mike is low. I think because I'm away from it. That's why. Bernie talks crap about billionaires and then is followed by I know that was crazy. Well, that is what Jon Stewart said. But he was like speaking right after him too. Do you think the majority of people on Polymarket are left wingers? Well, it's people reacting to polls. I think it's, I mean, if it's 50-50, it's probably pretty even, but people are going to bet with their heart, but there are also going to be people that react to polls and put money in on someone based off of polling, and Harris has had better polls recently. How long will you be live on election night? I mean, it's probably going to be around 10 hours, I would say. It's probably going to be 5. I mean, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. Maybe I won't go live till 6 at night. I don't know. I mean, like 5:15. I'll do probably a morning stream that day, like a noon stream or something, and then take a break and then do a night stream. Well, obviously, just probably till 3 a.m. when it's decided. Any new Lego sets? I can't even friggin' finish the ones that I got. There's just too many. But the sets are so cheap. North Carolina in play for Democrats, you're saying? I don't think so. I mean, they'll say it is because of the polls, but they've had really positive polls in North Carolina for the 2016 and 2020, and Trump won both of them with worse numbers than he has now. Now they're saying, well, the polls have corrected themselves. Well, I mean, I don't know. Jon Stewart clip was funny, but 90% of his audience, yeah, probably like 95, honestly. 95%. Did you hear the story of Tim Walz back 30 years ago? Well, I mean, I maybe not when he got the DUI. Probably not. If it's something new, I know it's like they were talking about. Well, he lied about going to Harvard or something. I don't know. That was the new thing that I saw. Nebraska and Maine should be winner take all. Yeah, we've been talking about that. We talked about that earlier. They should be winner take all. You're right. I know a dude who lives in Colorado. He said California transplants turned it blue. Well, it's been blue for a while. Yeah. I think it'll probably be Harris by +10. Probably. Maybe more. If RFK would have been the VP pick, yeah, I mean it was reported. Trump denied this, so I want to make that clear. But it was reported that Trump asked RFK to be the VP when before he was making his decision. There, it was like Vance, Rubio, and some other people. What's with Kansas possibly turning blue? Yeah, I mean it's just one of those efforts where it's like, all right, what in 3 election cycles? I mean, come on. I mean, Kansas will turn blue, New Jersey will turn red or something. We'll take the trade. I mean, whatever. What will Kamala and Waltz? What do Kamala and Waltz find so funny? They're always laughing. Well, people tend to laugh when they've got nothing to say. Is New Mexico a swing state? I can't call it a swing state. It was a swing state with Biden versus Trump, I would say, or at least it was trending that way. You think RFK should have been the VP pick? Well, I mean, it was reported he asked him first, but then he denied it, so I don't know. Would you say there's a remote chance Biden endorses Trump at a rally? No, there's no chance. Do you think Bill Clinton was a good president? I think Bill Clinton was way more conservative than the Democrats are now. And even look at Biden. With Biden, it's like trying to fit a. Well, Biden's so far gone, it doesn't even matter because he can't even think for himself. But with someone like Biden, who's that old, it's like he doesn't believe like 70% of the shit that he's saying. I mean, you look at his politics in the past compared to where they're at now. It's just, but I mean, he's not even all there. Have you seen Purge? I've seen all the purges. They got worse. You know, they got pretty bad towards the end. What did they have? 4 different purges. Since Virginia polls close first. Well, I actually think Indiana closes first. I thought Virginia closed at 8 o'clock Eastern. Colorado is. I actually agree with you because there were some good polls in Colorado. I agree. I think it could be shifting back purple, maybe in play in 2028, but probably not. We should have results. Yeah, we should be decided. Even libs are saying it's going to be decided. If Trump doesn't win, do you think there will be riots? Well, I don't know what'll happen. I mean, I really can't predict that. It just depends on the context and everything like that. Biden is still saying the very fine people hoax. Yeah, well, they're still saying a lot of stuff. They're still doing Project 2025 too. What is the purge strategy? I mean, you could just lock yourself in like a little cubby, honestly, and be fine. Lock yourself in a steel casket that can't be opened, and then have another door locked, like lock a door, and then get into something that's really small. Am I doing? No, man, I'm not doing Bumble, man. That stuff is not good for people, man. Well, not good for dudes, that's for sure. Why does Maine have multiple? Yeah, you mean multiple? You mean different districts? I don't know. It's a mess. They need to go to winner take all. I agree. Look at the executive order. Well, I mean, for paper ballots, but you also have to understand how those get counted. The reason Florida gets counted so fast is because they have the mail-in votes and they have already counted them because of the early voting. So that's why they get it really fast. North Carolina's Red Harris couldn't pull 50 students for one rally in Raleigh. Yeah, that was pathetic. I remember that. They had to go to a very small. I remember that. They went to like an elementary school gym or something, if I remember correctly. The electorate moving to the left of 2020. Yeah, there's no way it's moving to the left. Just look at voter registration. It's overwhelming. I mean, even if you want to say it's not as prominent, there's no way it's moving to the left. How big of a mess will the election be? Hopefully, I mean, we can't get worse than 2020 with all the COVID and bullshit like that, you know. You read that Trump is nervous debating Kamala. That's propaganda. That's not true. Three weeks to count votes. Yeah, I mean, actually, some of those states did take like months to count. They were able to get to a certain threshold where they could call it, like, and then they would still had votes coming in like weeks later. You missed the dating stories. Yeah, man, that's I don't know about doing those, man. Trump is up by 9 in early Florida. Are you serious? Wait, they don't have early voting yet. That starts in September. How did you get that? Trump up by 9. Really, that's the first thing I've seen in the 2024 election. That's a great sign. Will I ever make a video on LOL? I tried to make a video on that. It's not. They just it got heavily censored. I mean, I would have uploaded it just to. Unfortunately, I deleted it, but I did have a video on that. If Trump wins, how do you see the Democratic Party regrouping? Well, they'll definitely go younger. I guess Harris is 60, but like in terms of 20, they'll go younger. They'll go Newsom, Whitmer, someone like that. Borderline communist. Yeah, they'll move back. I mean, Harris is already trying to move back. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I think Cuse has a shot at the playoff. Well, they have a very easy schedule. You're right. They do have a very easy schedule. Can Georgia Tech and Haynes King? No. I mean, I think the hype for them is just because there was no one else playing in week 0. They got an upset win, and now everyone is hyping them up because no one else played in week 0. There's nothing else to talk about. That's normally what happens with these games. DG creates a video, lost media. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be lost media. I mean, it's lost media is actually something like that's filmed or something. That's because you could call every deleted video lost media. Most independents, I think, will. I think most independents are going to the right for sure. What's the best argument for the existence of God? Well, it's just the probability of Earth being the way it is. It's 1 in a billion, and also some of the stuff on what they say we evolved from is pretty ridiculous. I do think there are other species out there. I don't know exactly what, but there are definitely some amazing sci-fi fictional stuff that it's very interesting to think about. Like in Prometheus, with the engineers sending Jesus, and then we crucified him, and then they have to destroy our planet because they deemed us as bad creations, and then they just create other organisms and other things on other planets. It's all very interesting. What other Democrats will join Trump? Probably the ones that are very, very, very moderate. I don't think any like far left Democrats or pure Democrats are just going to hop over to Trump. It would end their career. Are you going to make a 9/11 video on 9/11? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah. I normally do I might do a live stream on September 11th. Yeah, I saw that umpire got dinged by the Giancarlo bat that flew back. That was bad. Yeah, I've seen Romulus. I mean, I'm not gonna bash Romulus. I wanted another movie after Covenant, but Covenant did bad, so they're not gonna do one. Romulus is whatever. They just try to make it scary. Odds of Trump winning. What in terms of like the betting odds right now? It's like 50-50. I think Trump's got like a 90% chance, though. Honestly. Yeah, Prometheus was a great movie. It's unfortunate it didn't do as well as they wanted it to. Yeah, Novak is with the vaccine. I like Novak a lot. I think he's probably the best tennis player ever in front of Federer now. Well, Fetterman said a lot of stuff that's the left is pissed off about. Well, Fetterman's been like really pro-Israel as well, I believe, if I remember correctly. So he's pissed off. He just says random stuff. I think Fetterman just trolls people, honestly. I have a book I want to show you about. Just send it to me on Discord. Do you think the NFC North is the best division? I think probably the AFC North, honestly. How do women voters not see through the abortion pandering? Well, they're just not getting accurate information. They just lied and lied and lied during the DNC and said that Trump was gonna ban it nationwide. It's not even close to true, and it's stunning to see. It's just a constant lie. So the betting odds have gone down for Trump. Well, listen, the betting odds were way up for Trump. Then Harris went up. Then Trump went back up. Now it's tied. New footage. I never saw the new. Oh, I saw the one video, if that's what you're talking about, of the new shot of the plane hitting. Trump at 90%. Well, I mean, there's just no policy that Harris has, dude. You look at Harris and Walls; those people aren't leading shit. There's no way. Harris, she doesn't deserve to be here. She didn't win any primary. Let's just be realistic about it, guys. It's just not like those people are not getting into the White House. Favorite movie would be Interstellar. Fetterman didn't speak at the DNC because he doesn't really. He declined it. He said he didn't want to. Do you think the never Trump Republicans will return? No, they. If you're grifting to terrorists, you gotta get that's ridiculous. 9/11 or Titanic. Well, I had a lot of great Titanic books when I was younger, but they were like picture books and stuff, like actual reading material. I don't know, but there are some cool. There's some good paintings done. They're fake paintings of the Titanic getting flooded that I used to have when I was younger. 9/11. I forgot what I searched, but I found something that had just a complete list of like so many different diagrams and just it was a ton of information. It was like 400 pages, how in the PDF thing, and it just showed how the planes impacted the angle, everything. Polly Market went to Harris. Yeah, Polly Market's just based off the polls. Polls are so effed. Yeah, I know. In 2016, they were horrific, man. During the debate, if Trump stays on policy, he wins. But if Harris can get Trump to talk about court cases, crowd sizes, I think she wins the debate. Yeah, I mean, I think Trump didn't do that well. I mean, he did okay, I guess, but really it was Biden doing horrible. I think Trump needs to just come out and say that their strategy is for her to not share her policy. Isn't that concerning to people? Thoughts on Kamala copying Trump's no tax on tips? I think it's pathetic. I don't know why you would even say that. It's just everyone knows it's so weak. What's the story behind wolves and horses? I mean, I won't troll you. Listen, the Democrats made up a story about JD Vance fucking a couch, and so Republicans made up a story about Waltz having to get his stomach pumped because of swallowing horse semen. Yeah, Interstellar is very great. You think that? I mean, The Dark Knight's amazing as well. I mean, Jesus. Those movies like 2008, 2013, 2014, those movies were great. I think Interstellar was 2014, if I remember correctly. Have you noticed the media say when Kamala changes policy, she has grown? Well, they have to say that because she's going to have to change legit everything because she was radically left. If you bet $100 on the Panthers on Poly Market to win the Super Bowl, you would get 22K. Yeah, I bet you would. Trump isn't a good debater. He is good when with subtle lines. He's very good, but he needs to just stay on task. He can get zingers in. I do think when MAGA says he's a great debater, that's a bit of cope. I mean, they said he had an amazing debate. He didn't. Come on. I mean, anyone could have beaten Biden. Biden couldn't talk. RFK, I think, said Trump is the greatest debater since Lincoln. I don't know about that one, man. But I mean, RFK is trying to support him, I guess. He's a buffoon that doesn't know what to do with his hands. He does the communist bow though. He knows what to do. Yeah, it would be good for Trump if the mics were shut off. You're right. Trump should 100% show Kamala Dems want to bring the draft back. Was reading that 2 months ago. Scare the shit out of the snowflakes, 18 to 25. Well, they need the draft because they're going to be in a lot of wars if we go with them. Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings. I mean, I guess Indiana Jones. New Trump tweet. Huge news. Huge things are happening. That was Trump won the debate when he looked over at Biden when he was stumped. Yeah, I mean, well, he also did have some good zingers against Biden. I got to be fair to him. I think Tulsi advising Trump would. I mean, yeah, she is advising him for the debate against Harris. Do you think the fact that general urban areas are growing and rural areas are shrinking? Well, I mean, I just think that's what happens when you get more people. The rural areas do start to shrink a little bit because people got to go somewhere. I've seen cities where they've got all these new, so many new townhomes just built, and they just keep building them, keep building them, keep building them, and you build them out. But I think the suburbs need to be more conservative. That's where I think that the conservatives need to win, is the white suburban people. Besides not answering. Yeah, he won't answer the questions on January 6th, which I guess is a strategy. I guess it is a strategy. I mean, because you know, there's two ways to look at it. You know, do you want to go down that rabbit hole? All right, let me look at the new Trump tweet then.
Before thousands were brutally killed, including Americans. Before Iran helped Hamas plan the attack, killing Americans. Before Biden gave billions of taxpayers' money to Iran. Trump played hardball with Iran. Destroyed ISIS. Kept the Middle East at peace. Kept us out of endless wars. Through strength.
History shows very plainly that evil only respects one thing: unyielding strength. When I'm back in the White House, our enemies will know if you spill a drop of American blood, we will spill a gallon of yours.
President Trump, the strength we need to make America strong again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
That's a leader, man. Christopher Nolan is amazing. What is my opinion on the sport cross country? I guess I'm neutral on it, man. Do a video a day in the life. That's mainly just making videos mainly. I mean that's definitely something that that Trump needs to hammer home with the peace. I mean, they just can't argue it. They really can't. The only thing that they could argue is, well, it would happen anyways. Biden can't control what other countries do, but Trump can just argue back. Biden has no strength, so the countries can walk all over. I mean, the United States is the biggest player, so if there's weakness there, other countries can take advantage of it. That's what Trump can argue back. You should do a fan meetup. Well, I want to do something on Discord, a voice thing on Discord. I'll do a voice thing tonight. Why is Bragg okay with delaying the sentencing? Well, he's controlled. He's totally controlled. Bragg has done so much illegal stuff. Those people in New York. I mean, even Andrew Cuomo admitted it was all illegal. It's really bad. Sent the book info on your Discord. All right, I'll take a look at it. Remember, Bragg was like telling people. I mean, in a far left district, he was like, "I'm the guy to get Trump." I mean, that's you can't be saying that, man. Come on, running for office. It is a good ad. Would you ever have a guest on? Yeah, I'll have Barron Trump on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, bro. Come on. Just like everything else in this campaign, the post DNC bump in the polls is fake and scripted. Well, they're clearly using the polls as propaganda. It's unfortunate. Even their top pollsters, their internal people say that it's not as good as it looks. Have you on right now? Are you having a rally in Cincinnati? You mean Trump? I don't think Trump's. I don't know about Trump doing a rally in Cincinnati. I don't see a point. I never did watch Breaking Bad. You should have Elon Musk on. Yeah, let me just get my contact. I'll talk to Elon. I'll get him on. I'll get him to change his profile pic. Vivek would do an interview. Yeah, I mean Vivek, but you're right. Vivek does seem to do a ton of interviews. I mean, he went to the DNC to try and talk with people, and some kid. I should ask Vivek about the kid that was harassing him. And then Vivek's like, "Where's your mom?" Why would I have a rally in Cincinnati? That doesn't even make sense. I don't know. In the debate, what do you think Kamala will attack Trump on? What will be her best strategy? Um, what will Kamala attack Trump? Well, it's going to be January 6th. Trump not answering January 6th. I think that's going to be a main attack. She's going to do the Project 2025 boogeyman as well. I mean, I'll come up with a full debate prep and things like that, but it's gonna be the same stuff we saw at the DNC. Trump thinking, and now it's funny how they've shifted it because I mean Trump's running on the fact that America's in a bad place, and they're like, oh, Trump is bashing America. He hates the country. Like that's their talking line now. Well, yeah, the country's not doing well. Obviously, Trump is running. He's not in office right now, so he's going to say the country's doing bad. And she'll also probably try and get some cracks in about jobs. Of course, it's all manipulated by COVID and stuff. She won't say any of that. Oh, that kid is Parker. That's the kid. Yeah, that kid's like a 12-year-old kid just running around. Matt, to be honest, Matt, I do have to say, I want to help you out. I know you got your shift at Burger King coming up. You need to study. You need to study the fry flipping for it. It's all right, man. Do you think Kamala will bring up the fine people? I don't think so. I mean, it's so overplayed at this point. Bit worried about abortion January 6th in terms of the debate and how it comes off to my. Oh yeah, you're right. She's gonna bring up abortion. Well, dude, Trump just says they've been lying about me. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want an abortion ban. I want it to be left up to the states. The problem is Trump did say that he's responsible for it for the Roe v. Wade. She will attack the felon. I don't know. That hasn't really worked for them. They've kind of stayed away from that because Trump went up in the polls. Your shift's not over. I know, man. He's gonna get fired. It's sad. He's gonna get fired. Oh man, you got me. Ooh. No, I don't like Trump now. Oh my god. Trump just posted a scathing message on Truth Social. Really? When is the first debate? September 10th. Wow, it's one day before 9/11. That's right. Wow. Yahoo is posting stories that Harris can take Texas. That's a joke. Yeah, they always do that though. Favorite restaurant? Oof. Favorite restaurant that's I don't really know, man. I mean, there's some local stuff that I like, I guess. But first debate after early voting. Well, I mean, come on, it's the 10th of September. I don't really have a problem with the first with because remember that's what Biden argued, and that's how he got the debate in June with early voting. Do Discord call-ins. Wait, I don't know if people are going to be able to hear me, and it's going to echo. No town halls before the first. No, Trump has a town hall in Wisconsin this week. Which shows do you listen to? I used to watch Rogan a bit. What was my first big video? My first big video was actually was actually future stadiums that are coming. It was the first video I think that got 100K if I remember correctly, and it got like 4K and then it did nothing and then it just shot up. That might have been like 2022, really late 2022. What channel is the town hall? I don't know. He's saying it's Fox, so there you go. School starts for you on Friday. That never happened to me. It was always Wednesday. Dark Knight is great, but I feel it goes too long. I don't think so, man. Yeah, Brittany Mahomes is like a huge conservative now. She's a racist right winger. Just ask Taylor Swift people. Do you think with RFK endorsing Trump is going to be the last punch till the election? No, there's going to be more. I mean, there's still too much time left. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 more big things that happen. Do you think people are going to die at the Olympics? Well, they'll clean it up for sure. They'll definitely clean it up. Is Michelle Obama a man? Personally, I don't believe she. Yeah, there will be an October surprise. You're surprised Mahomes are conservative? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Not hugely surprising. Trump is turning the September 4th debate into a town hall, correct? Yeah, that's what I heard. How long do you think the election will last? Till 3 a.m. If that's what you're wondering, I don't think it'll last. It's not going to last days or anything like that. I don't think so. The benefit is Harris. That's what everyone thinks. She's going to be the president. Will the Vance donut video lose Trump the election? All right, man. I'll unmute. I'll unmute you. You can say something. Wait. You can unmute yourself, brother.
Hello, DG.
What's up, man?
I think we need to watch the vaccine dance right now.
Oh, dude, no, we're not doing that again, man. That got copyrighted. So what do you want to say, man? This is some awkward silence. I think we might have lost him. I think we lost him. When is Vance and the whale guy gonna debate? Yeah, the fat ass walls. They'll be debating on October 1st. I think we lost him. We got some awkward silence, and then he might have cut out or something. I don't know. Let's watch the chick who screamed after. Dude, I gotta give credit to that woman. The way she synchronized her scream, no, right when it was announced, because they were doing. That was when Trump was was inaugurated, right? She was like, the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump. And she was like, no. So yeah, I have to give her credit for that. I tried to let him say something. I don't know what happened. Dude, you could say something. Dude, come on, say something. I thank you for that. That's very nice of you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, what's up? What's up, man?
If Trump wins Virginia, do you think that Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are locks?
Well, I think it's really good news. If he wins Virginia, I would be shocked if he lost Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. Michigan, I could possibly see him losing just because the polls are a little bit more in favor of. I mean, we saw what happened in 2020. I think Biden won Michigan by like 2. All the other states were closer. So yeah, I think if he wins Virginia, it's going to be very good news. If he wins Virginia, there's no way he's losing the election. Let's be honest. Would Vance be a better candidate if he was 6'9"? Well, I think 6'9" might be a little bit too tall, honestly, man. I don't know about 6'9". You're pushing it there. You're becoming a giant. Vance is, let's be honest, Vance is on Ozempic. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, FedEx Field is terrible. What were you saying? Alluding to earlier about RFK? Well, that's the report. There's a report that RFK is out there possibly recruiting people. And RFK Jr. said there's going to be Democrats that join Trump because they understand now that the Dems have gone full communist. They are open about it. You talk to Dems. I mean, if you have a Twitter interaction or an X interaction with Democrats, they're all like I had an interaction with like an American socialist, communist. It's just, and these people, they're like, yeah, we'll admit this. We are communists. We need to slow roll out the communism. So we have to acclimate people. Just like you do a fish with a fish tank, when you put it in, you have to acclimate it and then you release it. They have to acclimate people to the communism, so they do the socialism and then they bring the communism later. That's what they'll tell you. And now there's all these Democrats that are like, whoa, I don't support that. So that's why there's a lot of Democrats coming out in favor of Trump, like RFK Jr. Vance should lose weight. Well, he is losing weight. He is losing weight. You do have to be honest, he is. But I agree with you. Guys, if you want to talk to me, join my Discord. You can talk. I saw an election map that says Trump can win the election without Virginia if he's a lockdown. Both Sun states and Rust Belt states, he can win the election. Oh yeah, he can definitely win the election without Virginia. We knew that already. I mean, Virginia's a Democratic state, so it would be a flip if he won Virginia. Virginia's like just an extra. Are you doing college football videos this year? Yeah, I will be. Walls should lose weight. Well, with the Democrats, it doesn't really matter with them. They don't really care. You could be obese; it doesn't matter. A lot of people on the left talk about the assassination attempt. Yeah, they're all coping. Trump, it's all bullshit. But they're the ones like, oh, the Republicans are the conspiracy theorists, and then they do the whole RussiaGate bullshit, and then oh, Trump faked being almost killed with a bullet that was a millimeter from blowing his brain out. All right, I'll give you the Discord link. I'll give you it if you want to. Hold on, let me pin it. All right, I pinned it. Do you like cantaloupe? Remember when I was just like, he's sucking on a cantaloupe? I mean, that was true. It was. She's literally like, go suck on a cantaloupe. You can't eat spicy food. I mean, that's what she said. I'm gonna start saying that more. I mean, they literally told Waltz to suck on a cantaloupe. Dems, yeah, Dems are they are more low testosterone. There's been studies on that.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man?
What's your opinion on the polls? Like it's completely ridiculous. They're so oversampled. Like you have like these Canadian polls and this stuff coming out, and you have 538 who like includes like shit. Like I think if anything, as a Democrat sponsor, it should be like banned. Like you shouldn't be able to allow it to be on polling websites.
Well, the libs say it's cope, but this is, I mean, this is what they did in 2020, 2016. But this is even worse now. Think about it. They've got no actual campaign, so their main propaganda, it is the polls. They have to use the polls as propaganda because how do you get people to believe that this woman is winning? She doesn't have policy. They tell her, and it's all been leaked now. They tell her, don't say anything because whenever you talk, you lose. You go down in the polls because you're dumb. I mean, that's what Democrats tell her. So she doesn't say anything, and then the polls are the propaganda, and it's like, oh, she's winning because of joy and hope. None of that matters, and we know that, and so that's really what's going on.
Yeah, I completely agree because I was just on r slash politics today. Like it's like I hardly ever go on there, but every time I go in there, like they have these liberal like Trump bashing headlines just out the wazoo. There's Trump, Project 2025, and there was this one poll, like it was like Newsweek shit. Newsweek is super liberal. That Kamala up like 8 nationally. I said national polls are basically eye candy. Plus, Real Clear has Trump up plus 0.02 across swing states, and Trump always overperforms. And they all said I was coping, and I got. Let me check. I think I'm up. Yeah, I'm up to negative 87 downvotes on that post. I said. That I'm surprised they didn't end up deleting it. Normally they delete conservatives' posts on there.
Well, our politics is it's too far gone. You go through 300 posts, it'll be negative Trump or pro Kamala. You can't find a single pro Trump, yet they call themselves our politics. You would think it would be independent and there would be from both. I could understand a liberal subreddit being like that, but that's how much of a cesspool Reddit is.
It should be just r/MSNBC or some other bullshit like that. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous.
Our liberal cesspool, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I love the streams, dude. I watched the DNC. It was a blast.
Yeah, dude. Some of those streams got banned nationwide. They said it was copyright or some bullshit, but that's why some of the streams aren't there.
It's crazy. It's just they try to take down Trump. They have like the they're anti everything. Trump the Project 2025 stuff is so ridiculous to me because they've denounced it forever, and then they prop up Kamala Harris like this is the same person. Like I was like scrubbing through r/politics, and there was people when Biden dropped out on that subreddit who said I just not Kamala. Don't let Kamala be the VP. And then she becomes the VP, and these people who were just bashing them, I looked at their bashing her not to be the VP. I looked at their post history, and they're just glazing Kamala Harris like the joy. Like I turned on the DNC. I wanted to watch Tim Walz's speech, but I tried to watch it day one. I watched the streams because you make it more entertaining because it's not you're not just getting fed this slop. But I watched it day one, and I heard the atmosphere is electric and the joy is immense, like over 10 times. It was completely and utterly ridiculous. And then I kid you not, I turned it on the last day, and the first word I heard is the atmosphere is electric, and I literally audibly said, "I'm turning this off." It was so bad and embarrassing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, you saw when Waltz yanked. I mean, he yanked his son. That is true. And then they try and say it's the teleprompter. But the DNC was. But it's typical. Republicans are going to say it's terrible. Democrats are going to love it. It's all fake, though. She doesn't have policy.
Well, exactly. I mean, if I'm not an independent voter. I'm a conservative. But like, if I had, it's hard for me to say, well, if I was an independent voter, because I'm not. But like, why would you like? Well, I'm not going to vote for Biden, but I'm going to vote for one of the most far left tickets of all time. It just doesn't make any sense if you're an independent, because if you're an independent, normally that means you're more of a moderate. You'd think, you tend to vote for whoever's the better can. Well, who wants price controls? Who wants Bidenomics on steroids? Who wants government overspending, out the ass? I mean, who would actually unironically want that? And they can't actually roll out her policies because she's so unpopular, and they know if they were to she was actually able to go out there and say what she wants, Trump would be 80% to win the election. So what they're trying to do, which you've also mentioned, is they're trying to sit here and not say anything about her policies because it actually makes her go down the polls. The whole thing is just elect her based off of joy. I wasn't going to vote for Kamala Harris, but now that joy is attached to her, I'm just so excited to vote for her. I mean, they have no policy. She's come out with no policy other than the price controls, which would cause bread lines. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to say.
Yeah, the DNC was meant to just radicalize and energize the voter base for maximum turnout. Let's be honest. That was so dog shit. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Again, like you said, no policy. I mean, how many times do you mention the economy, inflation, compared to mentioning Donald Trump? I think they mentioned Donald Trump. I'm not even kidding, 400 times. I think
they said his name 129 on the first day, which was completely crazy. 129 times on the first day, and then Donald Trump mentioned his name twice. Anyways, DG, you can talk now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go one by one if anyone wants to say anything to me.
Yo, DG. It's Big Duke here out in Connecticut, big lib state. But what do you think of RFK's sister disavowing him after the endorsement? I think it's a little bit ridiculous to disavow your family over politics, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Oh, it's total shit. Well, remember the Kennedy family, they endorsed Biden. They're 0 for 1. They're going to be 0 for 2 with Kamala now. Those people are so far gone. And it's like now this political thing, they're trying to use it as a narrative like, oh my God, the Kennedy family, they disavowed RFK Jr. They've got nothing and they're trying to cope. So that's what they're doing.
Absolute bullshit.
They trying to brainwash people. Mm-hmm.
Let them know.
I'm tired of
Well, I mean, it's just in general. I mean, I can't watch cable news anymore because there's no even Fox News. I watch Fox News.
Oh yeah.
But I can't MSNBC. It's so bad. It's just the problem is politics in general is so polarizing. There's the super far right, and the far right. It's more objective and truthful because the far left actually has no policy. So. You get policy matter out of Trump. You actually get some substance. You watch a Kamala Harris speech. Well, you just you shat 2 hours of your time out the window because you get
but I feel like the far left is just there. They're out in the open. I feel like the far right. It's not. I don't really think the far right's really huge at all. To be honest with you, I feel like the Conservative Party disavows it all the time. The far left and the Democrat Party, they're buddy, man. It's shaking hands, hell yeah, communism. You know what I mean?
I'm not racist far right. That's the big thing that everybody who supports Trump is a racist. He's a fascist. He's Hitler. And then that's why he got shot in the first place. And then they continue to do it. And then they were oh, we're so peaceful. And then there was people on r/politics. I hate to bring it up because they're so bad, but they were saying oh, I can't believe he missed. How did he miss?
Yeah,
they need to wake up, bro.
Yeah, but the thing that got me most about the Kamala Harris speech was he's gonna free out all the January 6ers. It's just well, yeah, 90% of them that got arrested on January 6th for overweight, middle lower middle class, like 70-year-old white people. Like you're calling them insurrectionists. Like they were overcharged. The Supreme Court, like some abstract theory, like they committed insurrection. The Supreme Court, they're like, yeah, that's a joke. Like the whole insurrection thing, January 6th, complete just a joke. I mean, seriously. And they have no pedestal or anything to like morally grandstand, I guess you could say. Because literally 6 months ago, you guys were like completely fine, basically burning down the country. Let's be honest. And the sad thing is, it hurt black people the most. I mean, it hurt everybody, but black people suffered the most because of the BLM riot. And you're like morally grandstanding on Capitol Hill police officers. Literally 6 months ago, you're calling all police officers racist and monsters. Like, oh, what the hell? What's the consistency here? And I'm so happy that I began to. I think a lot of people too began to open their eyes. It's just like the Democrat Party is just a joke with no principles. I mean, seriously. I mean, honestly. I mean, 2020 made me really change my views. So.
Yeah, well, they never charged Trump with insurrection, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like just like some abstract like legal theory, like mental gymnastics. It's just a complete joke.
It's just like the New York case.
You said what?
It's just like the New York case when they elevate the charges.
Yeah. Like it went from a misdemeanor to some abstract, like non-existent felony. Let me give you a joke. Like anybody with a brain knows that's a complete bull. Like they couldn't even like 100% prove like he changed the business documents himself. Like, come on, like.
That's why he went up in the polls while he was in court, because everybody knew.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm not afraid to put him in jail. I think with Joe Biden, I think they would put him in jail as a last resort. But like Kamala Harris, I think they're somewhat confident to do that. Not confident to put him in jail, because if they put him in jail, he's going to skyrocket. Like, let's be honest. Every single time they throw the sink at this guy, he goes up in the polls and everything. And I love when Kamala Harris says, no matter how many times you get knocked down, you get back up. I'm just like, that's the very definition of Donald Trump. I mean, seriously. I mean, they should think that.
He literally got shot for democracy, but yet the Dems are the ones who are saving democracy. They're the party of democracy.
Yeah,
and they installed Kamala Harris. She had no delegates. No, she didn't want to. I mean, if she was so popular, like, oh my God, Kamala Harris is so popular.
No, she
they could have held a free and fair election, and she would have got voted in freely and fairly. Why did they have to cram her down everybody's throat if she was so popular?
Well, they would have. I mean, Bernie Sanders would have won, but they rigged the Bernie Sanders Democrat election. The Bernie Sanders in 2016 and 2020. Same with Joe Biden. They basically pushed Joe Biden aside in 2016 for Hillary Clinton. Democrat machine. They try to take off the name of the ballot of Donald Trump and RFK Jr., which, by the way, they did lawsuits and stuff with RFK Jr. To take him off the ballot. Yeah, really democratic, By the way, the Supreme Court, they try to completely redo the Supreme Court, even though the Supreme Court was basically the Democrat/liberal establishment lapdogs for like the last 40, 50 years. But as soon as conservatives get on the Supreme Court, we got to do term limits and all this. Like, come on, the party of democracy. What a joke. I mean, seriously, like, come on. Like, it's for crap.
It's DG stream.
Yeah,
no, you're perfectly fine. But
all right, let's see if anyone else has anyone new wanted to say anything.
Yeah, I mean,
when we fight, we win.
Blaming him.
So cringy.
We fight, we win.
Come on, the party of.
He did that. Oh, he did that. But you guys started the whole mess, so it's y'all fault, not Donald Trump. The fuck.
That's absolutely right. They started it. They do all the wars, everything. Anyone else with anything?
Not really, no.
This is more about the BLM riots. I live in Minnesota, and when they were going on in the cities in Minneapolis area, we were supposed to go on a school trip, and that was canceled because we couldn't, because there was so much burning and violence and stuff. It was rough.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the Fall of Minneapolis documentary. I was like, oh, man, it was bad. I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was that bad. I love when liberals respond on Twitter of this video of like Donald Trump praising Tim Walz. It's like, yeah, that's after the riot, and that's before Donald Trump understood that Tim Walz was basically throwing everybody in the ringer, because he basically allowed his city to burn down for like the first 3-4 days. Then after the mayor asked, Tim Walz basically threw him in the ringer for like 20 to 24 hours because he didn't have, quote unquote, the right paperwork or something. So he allowed the city to burn for like 4 or 5 days. And after he finally landed in the National Guard, Donald Trump started praising him. And people were saying, like, oh, like Donald Trump was praising him as the city was burning down. That's completely not true. And that's before Donald Trump knew all the information of like kind of how Tim Wall is being really sketchy with the National Guard. So yeah, like that point's complete garbage. I got a topic.
All right, guys. Let me just say this. Let me just say this really quick. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go end off the stream. You guys can stay on here and chat if you want, but I'm gonna end off the stream in a little bit.
Yeah, it was a great stream tonight. I really enjoy your stream. So.
Yeah, nice stream.
All right, man. Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get off here soon. If anyone wants to ask me anything really quickly, it's fine. I'll go ahead and answer it. Good night. Good night. You know what I have to do, guys? I have to finish my college football predictions and put all the things in place and all the logos and things like that. There's a lot of college football games to do. Bow down to George Floyd. Kamala Harris. Unfortunately, I think Joe's a little dumber at this point. He's just not all there, man. He's gone. Will the Kamala day drinking get any traction? Well, she has to, if she slurs her words again, then yes, it will. It just depends. Later, yeah, you got to put a tampon on. I understand. You should do each day for 1 week. What do you mean each day for 1 week? Joe's completely gone. Yeah, they know Joe's gone. That's why he's hopping from vacation spot to vacation spot. Where'd the odds Clemson up? I don't think Clemson's winning, man. Clemson just doesn't have the offense. Georgia's got too good of a defense, but it is week 1. But dude, Georgia has those games every year. They play a neutral site game at Mercedes-Benz. It's a gimmick. It's a home game for them. Does anyone understand why Trump I don't think he downplays it. I mean, the media downplays it for sure. I don't think Trump would downplay it. There's no way. Great stream, yes. Good stream. That was a good 2.5 hour stream for me. Each day of college football video. College football games for a video. I mean, I kind of like doing all my predictions at the same time, you know. Is there anyone still in this stream? All right, guys, that is going to do it. I'm going to make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.